All right, guys. Good Friday afternoon, everybody. BAM weather meteorologist Brett Waltz here. We'll give folks a couple of minutes to filter in. I want to talk about the remnants of Hurricane Helene as they continue to work across the Ohio Valley. Damaging winds, I think, will continue to be the big story. It's kind of pushing aside much needed rain because of how strong these winds are going to be as we go throughout the rest of the day today. So, again, guys, we'll give folks a minute to tune in, and we'll get going. So appreciate all of you for watching, and hope that everybody is staying safe today. Let's check the live stream to make sure it sounds okay. Yep, sounds good. Go ahead and, if you would, give this a like and a share. I want to make sure people are weather aware as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon and into the evening hours today. I know a lot of outdoor events have been canceled. A lot of schools in southern Indiana, I know, especially canceled today. I would imagine that most activities this evening and afternoon have been canceled, but in case there are still some that we're going to deal with, I want to be sure to talk about this wind threat, especially as we go over the next several hours. And so I wanted to start here. What I'm showing you all is a look at the most recent wind gust estimates across the Ohio Valley, starting to see some reports of wind gusts in eastern Kentucky, specifically Lexington, and in that particular area of 60 plus mile per hour winds. That's where the strongest jet stream is right now, again, related to the remnants of Helene. And even one report across eastern Kentucky of 72 miles per hour. Now, I want to emphasize this. I think that pretty widespread gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour are going to be possible. I don't think everybody sees wind gusts of 70 miles per hour, but where that does happen, certainly there's going to be damage. And we've already seen some reports, even in central Indiana, with the winds just gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour, of some damage and some down trees and some down power lines. And so, certainly concerned that that will continue to be an issue as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon and the rest of the evening. So, again, guys, just wanted to hop on and give you all this updated forecast. I'm going to go over to our clarity radar here, guys, and I'm going to show you the future max wind gust as we go over the next several hours or so. And we'll put this kind of into motion here, guys, and take a look at what we're going to be expecting. This is as we work in the 3 to 6 p.m. time frame. We click around here, dealing with wind gust of 50 to 60 plus miles per hour across the southern half of Indiana into northern Kentucky, maybe even again some of those locally higher wind gusts of 65, 70 miles per hour plus. I would say the highest threat for that going to be across northern Kentucky, across southern Ohio, and especially across southern Indiana. Now, further to the north, you can still see, even across northern Indiana, wind gusts 40, 50 miles per hour. As we go out through the 9 p.m. time frame, the stronger gusts will push further to the north, right along the I-70 corridor, dealing with 50 to 60 plus mile per hour wind gusts. Again, could deal with some locally higher wind gusts as well that could gust up to 65 or 70. Again, I do think that those will be a little bit more frequent further down to the south, more across northern Kentucky, a little more isolated along the I-70 corridor, but still can't rule it out. I see a message here, or a comment from Stormy Lynn. Down trees onto power lines in Ellettsville, power flickering in Bloomington currently. So we're already starting to get some of those reports to come in. And the strongest wind gusts, guys, it's only 2 o'clock. Still not quite to the time frame where the strongest wind gusts are expected to occur. We're really expecting it to be kind of between the 4 and 9 p.m. time frame that the strongest wind gusts move through. And so, if we're already getting damage reports, already getting power flickering, it's probably something that's going to continue to get worse as we go throughout the rest of the day today. As we go throughout the overnight hours, this is by about midnight. The strongest gust by this time will have shifted off to the west into parts of central and southern Illinois, but still dealing with some gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour across central Indiana, across northern Indiana and western Indiana, 40 to 50 miles per hour. And then as we work through the overnight hours, you can see that these gusts begin to calm down. Now, I will note, all the way through tomorrow morning, still dealing with some gusts 20, 30, locally 35, 40 miles per hour. So it will be breezy all the way into tomorrow morning, but not necessarily damaging winds. And so, I think that's important to keep in mind that even into tomorrow morning, it's going to remain breezy. If there's anybody going out to tailgate tomorrow, I know there's a big game up in South Bend, Louisville, and Notre Dame. IU's got Maryland this weekend. It's going to be a busy weekend or a busy day tomorrow in terms of football and tailgating. So Stephanie says, hearing about downlines on 31 in Greenwood Stop 18 area. Thank you, Stephanie. Really appreciate that report. Guys, be sure if you have reports, shoot them here in the comments or tag us. Or send us a message on Facebook. Would be more than happy to share those reports as they come in throughout the day. Those reports help us give us a good idea of what we are expecting to see across the area. So, guys, if we continue to kind of take a look, I want to show you all the future radar as well, because we're going to continue to deal with some heavy rain in the area. And so this is as we work towards about 5, 6 o'clock, still dealing with some moderate to at times some heavy rain working across Indiana into Ohio. And then as we go throughout the overnight hours, we really continue the rain 9:30, 10 o'clock. This is when we start to see this fade a little bit, starts to fizzle a little bit, but still hit or miss rain showers across pretty much the entirety of the Ohio Valley. More consistent rains will be down across the southern part of Indiana and into Kentucky. And then as we go into tomorrow, what you're going to note to happen is the low pressure system actually stalls out and even tries to come back a little bit further to the north. And so rain possible into tomorrow across northern Kentucky, central Kentucky, and into the southern half of Indiana. This is out through 6 a.m. I'll pick it up around that time into tomorrow morning. And you can see all the way through midday, going to be dealing with rain showers, probably lighter in nature, across central and southern Indiana and into northern Kentucky. And so, again, football tomorrow, going to be dealing with breezy conditions, going to be dealing with rain, potentially steady across southern Indiana and northern Kentucky, and it will linger all the way through Sunday morning. As we get into Sunday, activity will start to become a little bit more hit or miss in nature, but this rain is going to be around for quite a long time. Just see a comment here. Don says, and I'm going to see if I can show this here on the screen. Don says, 31 is closed until power lines repaired. That's certainly notable. So if you're in Greenwood and you're out traveling, power lines downed already. I'm looking outside and, the winds I can tell, I've been watching them all day, really starting to pick up at this time. And I would imagine that they're going to continue to amplify as we work throughout the rest of the day. Let's see. Joy says transformer blue, caught fire, utility and fire department out of power till ETA 7:45. I'm going to assume that's probably in that same area, but correct me if I'm wrong. In terms of what we're going to be expecting, what I'm showing you here is a look at our low-level jet stream, which is important because this is going to correlate to where the strongest wind gusts are. Right now, it's across northern Kentucky, southeast Indiana, southern Ohio. This will pivot northwestward towards central Indiana over the next few hours. That's why I expect that the wind gusts are going to continue to increase. Again, 50, 60 plus miles per hour, maybe some gust at times up to 70 miles per hour. I also want to make a note, guys. What I'm showing you here, I'm going to zoom out here for a second. All of these are flash flood warnings across the Appalachian region, eastern Tennessee, western Kentucky, western North Carolina, western South Carolina, western Virginia. I'm getting a report, and I'm seeing this on Facebook, that Rutherford County or Rutherton County, say if I'm saying that right, in North Carolina, there's a massive dam here that could potentially break. And the flash flood damage threat out here is catastrophic. And so I just wanted to make a note of this because I want to keep our thoughts and prayers with folks out here. Some of these areas have had a foot or 2 feet of rain over the past 24 hours, which is just insane. And anytime you're talking about a potential dam break or a dam failing, it puts a lot of people at risk. If we click the see more here on our Clarity platform, let's see, the emergency management is reporting that catastrophic flows along the Broad River into Lake Allure is overtopping the dam, and the dam is in imminent failure. And so they've got evacuation orders out there. I just wanted to make a note of that in case anybody had friends and family in Western North Carolina. Here's a look at a picture. This is from Asheville, North Carolina. Guys, just massive flooding pictures coming out of this area. This is not a river. This is a highway in Asheville, North Carolina. Just a ton of damage reports here, a ton of flooding reports. We've probably been getting as many flooding reports and damage reports out of this region as we have in Florida. And that's not to say that the damage in Florida isn't bad. I think part of the reason for that is because people aren't going out to those areas yet because of how bad the damage is along the coast in Florida. But just goes to show this is a widespread system. These are the remnants of Helene, and it moved so fast that it didn't weaken as fast as what a normal hurricane would as it moved inland, and it's just creating havoc in a widespread manner. So, yeah, Mitchell, it's windy today because of the remnants of Hurricane Helene. So, let's see. Educators from all over Indiana are planning for a tie-in professional development event at the Indy Zoo tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's going to be breezy. It's probably going to be rainy. You're probably looking at rain. Might be off and on tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon. The more consistent rains just to the south of Indy, but I think you're dealing with rain for a good portion of the day. It's not going to be dry. You're going to want to plan for probably chilly conditions, rainy conditions. It's not necessarily going to be the best weather. Tornado threat. I'm not seeing a tornado threat in the area, but certainly wind going to be the biggest deal. By the way, guys, if you are not a subscriber of our Clarity platform, you can get it for $8 a month, and you can actually, guys, get an hour by hour wind gust forecast and our video analysis. And so I know one of our meteorologists, Jonathan Kibber, actually just put out a new video analysis talking about the forecast for the next 36 hours or so with the remnants of Helene. If you're not a subscriber, $8 a month, you get a video analysis, you get the hour by hour forecast. It's really, really a great deal. And all of our long range forecasts for you winter lovers as well. That's my favorite part is the long range forecast. And so scan the QR code. You can get the starter subscription, our new personal subscription for $8 a month. Would love to see you all on board. We'll go back to the Clarity platform here and look at the radar. I'm going to show you all the current radar, guys, that we're looking at right now. Here's a look. Some of the heaviest rain right now finally working into southern Ohio. Some very heavy rain right now into the southern half of Ohio, into northern Kentucky, guys. You can see, though, just how widespread the remnants of Helene are right now. Just dealing with rain from Arkansas, Mississippi, all the way up through the Ohio Valley. Again, it's much needed rain. If we look at our current soil moisture, guys, soil moisture as of today, very, very low across a good part of the Ohio Valley. And so there's no doubt that we need the rain. If we look at 24-hour rainfall totals, click down in Louisville, already more than an inch, 2 inches in spots having been reported. You can kind of see that high 70 corridor, once again, kind of the cutoff from the heavier rainfall totals that's been expected for a couple of days. We go further down to the south and to the east. I want to click around here. Look at the rain totals out here, just south of Asheville, near Hendersonville. You click around in some of the mountainous areas, 19, 20 plus inches of rain, just crazy rain totals. If we look at the 2-day rain total to encompass all of Helene, you can see 9, 10 inches of rain in some of these areas related to this storm. If we look at our future rainfall over the next 24 hours, still some heavy rain to come. And so here's a look at the rain that we're going to be expecting over the next 24 hours. Still across Kentucky, another solid 2 inches in spots. For the I-70 corridor, you're looking at another half an inch to locally an inch of rain. North of I-70, you're probably less than an inch. The further north you go, the lighter the totals are going to be over the next 24 hours. So again, if you want a more detailed forecast for your specific location, precise timing, again, our video analysis, you can scan the QR code and get our Clarity platform. It will be great during severe weather events, during winter weather events. I would love to be able to help you all out. I'm going to pull up some comments and try to answer some questions for you all, guys. Let's see. How bad will Bloomington get? Everyone's on edge here after the June storm. I'm planning to go out to bingo tonight. It's going to be very windy tonight. I think that the biggest issues is just wind. We're not looking at severe weather. We're not looking at tornadoes, but we are going to be dealing with potential wind damage, potential power outages from this wind. It's not, a thunderstorm type of a deal with lightning or anything like that. It's just rain and a lot of wind that we're going to be dealing with. Where in Greenwood is 31 closed due to the downed power lines? Let me pull up the comment that I saw. Let's see here. Here we go. Stop 18 area is the report that we had here. Let's see. Rick asked, outdoor wedding tomorrow, 5 p.m. in Greenwood, high winds then. It's probably going to be breezy, but it won't be too bad. I think by tomorrow afternoon, things have calmed down a decent bit. I'll pull this up here and see if we can look at some wind gust as we work into tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon. So this is tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. 20-25 mile per hour wind gust possible, lighter across southern Indiana. It won't be too bad by tomorrow afternoon. Too early, I think, to talk about the hurricane next week. It's really just now getting into the range where we can start to kind of track things. Not even sure it'll be a hurricane. Something to monitor for the Gulf of Mexico, but nothing specific at this distance. So. Wind and rain in Plainfield tonight. Yes. Very strong wind gusts, 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts, locally higher, and pretty consistent rain in Plainfield. I would be surprised if you can get high school football in, but there's not going to be lightning, so we'll see what they decide on. Driving from Terre Haute to Greenwood, what's that going to look like at 8 p.m.? A lot of wind, going to be very windy. The wind direction, let me see if I can pull that up for you all just to give you all an idea. We'll go look at some of the latest data. There's a brand new run that just came in. But I will show you the wind direction here so you can have an idea. Wind direction is going to be kind of out of the north-northeast, which isn't a super common wind direction for us, but north-northeast are going to be the winds. And so, if you're driving on a, west to east road, it's going to make maybe driving conditions a little more challenging. So strong winds, strong wind gusts possible, and you're going to be dealing with some heavy rain as well. Saturday and Sunday, rain for a good part of tomorrow morning possible, especially south on and off on Saturday possible, or on Sunday possible. I would say the further north you go tomorrow, the more likely you'll have some more rain in an on and off fashion rather than consistent rain across the southern part of the state. So, let's see here, guys. Purdue football plays at noon. Home game, rain and wind. Yep, it's going to be rainy. It's going to be windy. Not seeing a tornado threat. I really think that we're going to be okay in terms of the tornado threat. Really not instability that we're going to be dealing with. Typically speaking, guys, with these tropical systems, you get more hurricanes kind of on the east side and the lows just south of us. So we're not quite in the right spot for a big tornado threat. I think that threat would be better further down to our south and to our east. If we take a look at our severe weather threat map for today, you can kind of see where the threat is. The low pressure system, guys, is kind of in Kentucky. So your better threat is going to be east of that. And you can see where the better threat is: Virginia, North Carolina, and into South Carolina. And as far as tomorrow, not looking at any kind of severe weather threat. Let's refresh this, see what our latest wind gusts are looking like. No new update just yet. Let's see here. See if I can answer some more questions for you all. All right, so let's see. Montgomery County, it's going to be breezy. You're going to be dealing with 50 to 60 mile per hour winds, so it just depends on what the trailer can hold there. That was the question that I was answering. Just depends on that. So. Yep. Thank you, Ida. Thank you, Arlie. Appreciate you all watching. Be sure to like this, share this with a friend. If you're not subscribers to the Clarity platform or Clarity app, It's the best app you can get. I can promise you that. It's got more detail in there than anywhere else that you are possibly going to have access to. Let me see if I can. There we go. Pull that up. So would love to have you on as subscribers. I think the big thing for us is we're trying to build relationships with people. We're trying to give people a more personalized forecast, which is what we do. In fact, I'll show you. We'll go into the Clarity platform that we can pull up Mr. Kipper's forecast here that he did. Forecast video. You can see updated 43 minutes ago. Videos that are updated here. Here's your hour by hour forecast. We can click on this and go into some more detail. Rain chances, rain accumulation, temperatures, wind. It's pretty much got everything that you could possibly need. Long range forecast here. Take a sneak peek at the December forecast. How about we do that? Look at that. There's our December forecast. We updated it earlier this week. So a lot on here. If there were storms, we have our storm tracker. You can see track storms, maybe a stronger storm here. Some strong winds possible in this storm just north of Huntington, West Virginia. So that's a cool little feature. So I would love to have you all on board. Would love to have you on the Clarity platform. We appreciate your support and we appreciate you watching. Whiteland going to have a strong wind gusts, 50, 60 miles per hour, locally higher as we get into this evening, and consistent rain. Looks like the system will stall. How long will we have to deal with this? It's going to be around over the next couple of days. Rain in the area, especially the southern half of the state tomorrow. We'll take a look. Let me go back here to our simulated radar. As we work into Sunday, things get a little bit more scattered in nature, but you can see as we go into tomorrow, guys, just rain continuing around the area. This low pressure just stalls out. Slowly, it loses some moisture, and again, activity into Sunday becomes a little bit more hit or miss in nature, but it's around for the weekend for sure. All right. So rain for tomorrow, we looked at that. All right. My daughter has a softball game at 5:30. They haven't canceled yet. Yeah, if you're in anywhere, and I'll show you the future max wind gusts again. Yeah, if you're anywhere in central southern Indiana, northern Kentucky, southern Ohio, these are wind gusts of 50 plus miles per hour. In some cases, 60 to 70 miles per hour. This is through 6 p.m. This is through 9 p.m. It continues, even moves a little bit further to the north. And if you look at the future radar at this time, here's 6 o'clock. It's going to be raining. So I'd be surprised if there's a lot of outdoor activities that can get in this evening. Why is Muncie not included in the warning, just the advisory? I would assume that it's because the strongest wind gusts are going to be just to the south. If we go back here, we look at our max wind gust. Maybe the strongest are just a little bit further south of Muncie, but 55 miles per hour. I think you could make the argument that the warning could have been extended further to the north. We actually issued our own high wind warning because of this on the Clarity platform. So, all right, guys, that is all that I have for now. If you have questions, I go to the Clarity platform and you can get the video analysis from our team for as little as $8 a month. I appreciate all of you hopping on and taking the time to hop on here. Please stay safe. Certainly concerned about power outages as we get into this afternoon and this evening. Already seen some of that. Already seen some down power lines. The strongest winds are yet to come. I think, again, widespread 50, 60 mile per hour wind gusts will have to be something we deal with throughout the afternoon and throughout the evening. So, guys, thanks so much.